Graad 8, les 20, lesson 20, grade 8. We're marking its substitution still. Easier, more difficult with fractions as well that you had for homework. Daar was makliker is en dan was daar moeiliker is met breuke in. Die vraag by vraag 4 het gesê x is 3 en y is min 1. Those were the values of x and y for everything. So as jy gaan vervang, onthou jou hakkies. X and y must be in a bracket. So x in a bracket, x in a bracket, y in a bracket, and the rest, the plus, the square, stays the same. Alles die rest bly dieselfde, die kwadraat en die plus. Verder het jy net vir x en y vervang. X met 'n 3, x with 'n 3, y met 'n min 1. Nou moet jy net die som gaan doen. So, it's just the substitution that we're testing there. Daarvoor kry jy 1 punt as jy reg vervang het. Only 1 mark for substituting correctly. Dan is dit volgorde van bewerkings. Jy moet eers die magte doen. Jy moet eers hier ook maal. Nou hierdie mag gaan wees 3 kwadraat wat 9 is. Jy must know your powers first, brackets first. So it's a plus times a minus. A plus smaller min wat 'n min vir jou gee. En dan 1 maal 3 maal 1 bly 3. 1 times 3 times 1 and the answer is 6. So it would be 1 mark for that, 1 mark for that, 1 mark for the answer. 4 marks, which is a ridiculously easy 4 marks wat jy kan kry baie maklik. Goed, so by die volgende dieselfde. So dis 2, dan is dit hakkie kwadraat minus 3 hakkie plus 4 hakkie kwadraat. Make sure your sum is exactly as it was, just with brackets where there's x's and y's. So vir x se waarde 3, 3 daar, 3 daar. Vir y se waarde min 1, for y's value minus 1 in the place of y, minus 1 in the place of y. You can't go wrong if you use your brackets. Goed, en dan moet ek nou vereenvoudig. So dit gee vir my eerstens. Jy kan nie eers maal en dan kwadreer nie. You can't first time and then square. It's first square, which is 9. Keep it in a bracket because it's still not done with the 2. Hierdie hele storieetjie is een term. All the timing can be done in one step. So it's a minus times a plus times a minus is a plus. 3 times 3 is 9 times 1 stays 9. Alles kan jy in een stap doen. Jy kan dit bietjie doen, maar dan gaan jy dalk vir jouself foute maak. Hierin moet jy eers die plus 4 hou en die hakkie hou. First keep the 4 and the bracket. Do the minus 1 square, which means a minus times a minus is a plus, 1 times 1 stays 1. Of a minus tot 'n ewe mag is 'n plus. Jy kan die plus daar skryf ook as jy wil. And then I still have to do this timing, and that timing, and this plus 9 has to stand and wait a little bit. Dan gaan ek sê 2 maal 9 is 18, en 4 maal 1 is 4. En nou moet jy net optel, en dit gee vir jou 31. 31. Reg. Same story. Min 3 hakkie kwadraat min 5 hakkie kwadraat. Make sure your sum is exactly as it was, just with a bracket where the x was, a bracket where the y was. X must be 3, y must be negative 1. Stappie vir stappie. Eers die kwadraat, dan maal. First the square, then multiply. So you keep the minus 3 here, do the square. 3 square is 9, jy moet jou magte van 3 ken. 3 tot die mag 2 is 9. Minus 5 bly net daar staan, en is dieselfde as daai enetjie. Minus 1 kwadraat, a minus to the even exponent is a plus. 1 times 1 is not 2, it's 1. En dan moet ek maal hier, en my antwoord gaan kry. When I time it, first the plus times the minus is a minus, and 3 times 9 is 27. Min maal 'n plus is 'n min, 5 maal 1 is 5. Daai antwoord is nie 'n min maal 'n min nie. This is not timing. It's minus 27 and minus 5 gives me minus 32. Dis nie 'n min maal 'n min wat 'n plus gaan gee nie. Goed, by vraag nommer 6 was die m en die n daai waardes gegee gewees. So you use everywhere that there's an m and an n. M is 2 and n is negative 5. So jou sommetjie oorspronklik bly 3, maar 'n hakkie tot die derde minus 4. Bracket, so that you've got the exact same sum, but you're waiting to say m is 2 and n is negative 5. Jy moet net nie die mekaar raak in die verkeerde goed in verkeerde plekke in vervang nie. Just don't get confused and do the wrong substitutions. Dis 1 punt. 1 mark for correct substitution. Then we have to simplify. First, that has to be done last. This first, that first first. First and second, it's done in the same time. Maar jy moet eers daai eksponent gaan doen. So jy gaan eers bietjie wag. 2 to die mag 3, do you know your powers of 2? 2 to the 3, that is 8. Hierdie kan jy alles gelyk doen. You can do it all together. Minus times a plus times a minus is a plus. Every 2 minuses gives you a plus. En dan sit jy met, jy kan maak soos jy wil. 10 mal 4 is 40, 8 mal 5 is 40, 20 times 2 is still 40, whichever order, doesn't matter, but all of them must be timed with each other. Dan moet jy eers maal 24, first you have to time, then only can you add. You can't decide I want to add 48 and then time it with 3, that's definitely not the same thing. Dit klink belaglik, it sounds silly when I say it, but you have to be sure you do the correct order of operations. Good. 5, hakie 3, min 4, hakie 2, plus 9. Do you see the whole method is put the brackets where the m's and n's are. M was 2, n was negative 5, 1 mark. Dan gaan jy kry, as ek gaan verder gaan, ek moet eers die mag doen wat 8 is, en hy moet nog gemaal word met 5, so keep the bracket. Jy moet eers die mag doen, I have to keep the minus 5 and first do the power, so minus 5 square is, min tot die ewe mag is a plus, 5 kwadraat is 5 en 20. Negative to even exponent is plus 5 square is 25, plus 9. Do you see that I'm writing plus 9, plus 9, plus 9, plus 9, until I can use it. Daai dan val nie hier langs die pad weg en nou kom hy weer terug nie. Hy moet elke stap saam wees. Elke stap is gelyk aan die volgende stap. Goed, nou moet ek eers maal, en daai gaan nog steeds net vir my wag. Still has to wait for me. Multiply is 40. Multiply, plus times a minus is a minus. 4 times 25 is 100. And if I subtract that, I get minus 60 minus 51. Just make sure of that. Minus 60 plus 9 is minus 51. Good, hier's nou 'n bietjie breuke. The moment we give you fractions, then it starts getting more difficult. It's true, but don't worry. You know how to work with fractions and your calculator is wonderful. So met ander woorde, jy gaan hê 3 hakie op 2, min 4 hakie op 5. Exactly as the sum was, with everything there. Just keep space for the m and the n. M being 2, n being negative 5. Nou kan jy gaan sê 6 op 2. Maar jy kan ook, omdat alles maal en deel is, kan jy sê, maar 2 gaan in 2 in en al wat oorbly is 3. You can say 3 times 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2, it's still 3. If you can cancel out, divide, you are allowed to, but alles is maal, because everything is times and divide, then you can. Can I even cancel that out? Jy mag. You may cancel out, but be careful, there's still that minus there to consider. So dis nie niks wat hier oorbly nie, dis 'n min 4 mal 'n min 1 wat oorbly. It's not just negative 4 that's left. When I do cancel out, it's a minus times a minus is a plus 4, which gives me 7. If you wanted to say rather 6 over 2, and a minus times a minus is a plus, and 20 over 5, it's still going to give you 3 plus 4 is 7. That's why we say alternative, alternative. Jy mag goed op 'n ander manier skryf, maar ons kan nie ander antwoorde kry nie, want dan doen iemand iets verkeerd. You can't get a different answer than me, otherwise you've done something wrong. Now it's getting a little bit more difficult, because the values that you have to substitute are fractions. Die waardes wat jy nou moet invervang is, die is breuke. So it's bietjie meer moeilik, maar die beginsel bly dieselfde. The principle of substitution will never change. Not even in matric, substitution stays the same. So met ander woorde, jy moet sê 5 hakie 6. They've given me a B. There is no B, so you don't substitute a B. Al het hulle vir jou gesê wat's B se waarde, hier is nie 'n B nie, so jy kan hom nie vervang nie. So the only value I can substitute is the value for A. And then all that you can do, and this answer is going to be a fraction whether you like it or not. This is not 5.5. It is 5 mal a half. It's multiplication. And you can even do it on your calculator. Remember what I said to you? It's over 1. So it's actually 5 over 2. 5 mal 1 and 1 mal 2. As jy wil, 2.5. 2.5 is fine. Plus 6. You can even do that on your calculator as well. You can say now 2.5 plus 6 is 8.5. I like that. Or you can go to your calculator, or you can say 5 over 2 plus 12 over 2, because 6 is 12 halves. 6 is 12 halves, which gives you 17 over 2. And that is also acceptable. Is that the same answer? Is dit ook nog 8.5? Ja, en jy mag hom so los. Jy sal sien jou sakrekenaar los hom so. Your calculator leaves it like this, and you're allowed to do that. We like to know exactly where we are. So 8.5 gives you a better feeling of what actual number you're busy with. 17 op 2 voel so, jy weet nie reg presies wat die waarde nie, terwyl 8.5 beter lyk. Maar ek wil weer vir jou sê, you can write stuff on different ways, and they're all right. Or even 8.5 would be right for this specific sum. Right, but very important, you're going to say 5 times the little blocky thing wat jy moet gaan gebruik as jy met jou sakrekenaar werk. En as jy sê 5 maal met daai blokkie 1 op 2, sal hy vir jou sê dis 5 op 2. En as jy net van daar direk sê dis plus 6 en direk gekom het by daai antwoord, gaan ek dit vir jou volledig reg merk. Jy is eintlik veronderstel om KGV te kry, maar ons mag met ons sakrekenaars werk. We are emphasizing a lot on calculators because it's allowed. Goed, so dis 18 hakkie kwadraat min 6 hakkie plus 15. En in die plek van B kom minus 2 op 3. In die plek van A, half. Make sure your brackets are in the place of the A and B. B, don't get confused with the two, that the right one is in the right place. Goed, eerste dinge eerste. Jy moet eers kwadreer. So what does it mean if I have to square? You've got to get a negative to an even exponent is going to be a plus. Jy kan dit gaan skryf ook. You can write it out as 2 over 3 times 2, negative 2 over 3 times negative 2 over 3. That's fine. You can do it the fast way that says. So it's going to be 2 times 2, which is 4, and 3 times 3, which is 9. If you want to add the extra step by saying negative 2 over 3, so it's going to be a minus times a minus is a plus. 2 times 2 at the top is 4. 3 times 3 at the bottom is 9. That's the principle of timing fractions. You time the top, you time the bottom. Not with plus and minus, that's LCD. Nou kom ons gaan aan na die volgende ene toe, want daai staan ook mos op 'n enetjie, né? So you can either say 6 times a half or half of 6, whatever way you're going to get to 3. Even your calculator will give you the answer. Let's check it out. If you want to say 2 goes into 6 3 times, that's fine. If you want to say 6 times 1 at the top is 6, 1 times 2 at the bottom is 2, 6 over 2 still gives you 3. Do you see the ways that your mind must be able to work, different ways? Goed, daai kan ek nou al optel, but I'm still not finished with this. Now again, this is multiplication, so the 18 is over 1. As jy maal, dan maal jy die boonstes en jy maal die onderstes, but don't forget in this case it was more easy if you said 9 can go into 18 2 times, so 2 times 4 is 8. Dis definitief 'n makliker sommetjie as om te gesê 18 maal 4, wat ek weet nie wat is nie, 72, gedeel deur 9 gaan dan nog steeds vir jou 8 gee. Dit is bietjie makliker om te sê 9 gaan in 18 in, 2 keer en dan 2 maal met 4 gee vir jou 8. The rest of the sum is still there. Do you see again? Plus 15, plus 15, plus 15, plus 15. You never did anything to that, but it's there every step of the way. Equals, equals, equals. En dan moet jy net jou antwoord gaan uitwerk wat 20 is. Use your calculators. You can say negative 2 over 3 with that little blocky thingy and square it and it'll give you 4 over 9. Say 4 over 9 times 18 and it'll give you 8. We have to give you the marks. I like if you know what you're doing like I showed you the first time, but your calculator will help you get lots of marks and you're allowed, whether we like it or not. Negative 2 bracket to the power 3, and in this case x has now changed. There's now a y value 2, but there is no y here, so you don't use it. Jy moet net vir x gaan invervang met minus 'n half, daai y is nou maar net daar. Dan moet jy eers weer die minus 2 hou. You can write it out. Let's do it. Minus 1 half, minus 1 half, minus 1 half. Or you could have said, like I showed you, a negative to an uneven exponent will give you a negative. 1 times 1 times 1 will give you 1. And 2 to the power 3 is going to be 8. Of jy dit nou so gedoen het, soos ek nou vir jou direk gewys het, of jy dit uitgeskryf het en sê, min maal 'n min is 'n min. You have to time the top. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 times 2 at the bottom is 8. Dan kan jy weer 'n keer sê, of min maal 'n min is 'n plus, 2 maal 1 is 2, 1 maal 8 is 8, which gives me a quarter. Or you can directly say, well, 2 goes into 8 4 times, so what's left? 1 at the top, not nothing, it's 1 because it goes in once. 1 at the top, 4 at the bottom, and a minus times a minus is a plus, so directly go to that step there. Daar's definitief baie verskillende stappe wat jy kan gebruik het. With the substitution, x is negative a half, y is a third. Make sure you've done it right, the right one on the right place. So, let's see. 3 has to stay here while I do the power. It's a negative to an even exponent will give me a plus. And what does a half square mean? 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. Whether you write it or don't write it, it's 1 times 1 and 2 times 2, which gives you 1 over 4. With the plus or not, doesn't matter. Dan is dit a. Now this will give me a fraction. It doesn't matter what you're going to do, you're going to get a fraction. Jy moet sê, 4 maal 1 is 4, en 1 maal 3 is 3, en die teken is 'n min maal 'n plus is 'n min. So you've got 3 over 4 minus 4 over 3, and half of the kids are going to say, oh, cancel it all out, and the answer is minus 1. No. This is minus. Jy kan nie sê, daai 3 en daai 4 kan uitkanselleer en die antwoord is min 1 nie. Dis nie waar nie. Hierdie is KGV. This is LCD. Now, if you don't do the LCD and get directly to the answer, you're going to lose a mark. Jy moet die KGV wys. Wat is die KGV van 4 en 3? LCD of 4 and 3 is 12. So you've got, at the bottom you timed with 3 to get to 12, so the top you time with 3, so you've got 9. Now half of you are going to rather write it like 9 over 12, then the minus, and then 1 over 12, times with 4 at the bottom, times with 4 at the top, gives you 16. So now the rule for adding and subtracting is you keep your denominator 12. I'm running out of space. Jy moet die KGV, jy hou jou noemer. Nothing happens to the denominator. Jy tel dit nie by mekaar nie. Jy doen niks met dit nie. Dis soveel 12's en soveel 12's by 'n aantal 12's, naamlik 9 minus 16 is minus 7. You don't do anything to the denominator. The answer is just negative 7 over 12. Let me write it there. Looks better. You keep your denominator. You just add the numerators. 9 minus 16 is negative 7. Jy hou die noemers. Jy tel net die tellers by mekaar. 9 minus 16 is minus 7. Now that minus can be at the top by the 7, right in front, or even at the bottom if you really want to. It's strange, but it's fine. You can do it that way. Die laaste huiswerk het heel wat substitutie gehad om te doen. It was a lot of substitution. It's just now a decimal number. It stays the same. You've got to substitute in. So it's going to be, is nog steeds 3 in die hakkie kwadraat. Maar in daai hakkie moet dan nou staan 2,1. 2 in jou sakrekenaar. Jou opdrag het gesê in die handboek, doen dit met 'n sakrekenaar, it said so. So what you first have to do is show me 2.12 square en 2.12 kwadraat, sê my sakrekenaar vir my, which is fine. If you just press the SD, as jy net SD druk, dan is dit 4,4944. So you could have written 4,4944. That's perfect. Same thing. Normal fractions, decimal fractions. Then you still have to time it with 3. Dan gaan jy ook jou antwoord of as 8427 op 625 skryf, of jy kan hom in desimaal gaan skryf as 13,4832. Nou die vraag het niks gesê van afronding, it never said anything about rounding off. Usually in a sum like this, we'll say, leave your answer to 2 decimals. Los jou antwoord tot 2 desimale. Dan sou jy gesê, maar okay, dan moet die desimaal daar afkom. So when I do that, the 3 is not going to change the 8, so it'll just stay, 8. None of these are wrong. Usually, when the sum is in decimals, you keep it in decimals. When the sum starts out with normal fractions, you keep it in normal fractions, but there's nothing wrong with that. Even there's another way of writing this. If you go at the SD digit little thingy on your calculator, and you want to say, you want to put it in normal fractions. At the top there, it says, what does it say? A, B, C, 2, D over C. Kyk 'n bietjie bokant daai S, D dingetjie, dit staan daar. So it's a second function. What it does, it takes a improper fraction to a mixed number. Dit vat 'n onegte breek na 'n gemengde breek of 'n gemengde breek na 'n onegte breek. So if I've got this on my calculator and I press that shift there, it's going to give me 13 and 302,625. Learn to use your calculator. There's an opportunity. When you've got it like this, even if it was there, and you press that shift, second function for this. It's a second function, so it's shift and then that. Then it takes this answer, whether it's decimals or normal, and it takes it to an improper fraction. And if you press that again, it's going to take it back to this one. And if you want it like that, you press SD. So all the variations are here. You just have to press the right buttons. Learn where the buttons are and what they do. Goed, so dan die laaste vraagie gaan wees as ek sê 5 hakie kwadraat min 3 hakie plus 4, en hierdie keer is dit 11,6, 11,6 that I've got to place in the place of x. Maak seker is op die regte plek. Dan moet ek nou met hierdie ding gaan kwadreer, so dis 11,6. I want to see all the steps, very important. Hy gee weer vir my 3, 3, 6, 4 op 25, en as jy wil, you could have said 134,56, 134,56. I'm going to write them both. Minus, daai gaan ek ook maal, dan sê dit vir my, dit is, maal met 11,6, gee vir my 174 op 5. Minus 3 times 11,6, and then the plus 4 stays there. Then I'm going to time this answer as it is there. Now, like I've taught you, you go 5, then the little blocky thingy where you want to time. So you're going to put that in there with 3, 3, 6, 4, 5. Just make sure it's 5 times with. If you put it in, it's going to be 5 and then times with. Otherwise, it doesn't want to do it for you. If it's 5 times that 3, 3, 6, 4 over 25. What have I done here now? Sorry. 5 and then the bracket and then the little blocky thingy, 3, 3, 6, 4. I pressed something incorrectly. 25 at the bottom. And go out underneath it. You must make sure that you follow what's on your screen there, that you don't stay underneath the little fraction sign. Jy moet stap vir stap kyk dat hy daar reg staan, dat hy so staan, 5 met die hakie in. Dan gaan jy kry, vir daai antwoord, kry jy 3, 3, 6, 4 op 5. Minus the same thing. These two you can add by putting them both on the 5, so it's going to be that amount, the 3364 minus the 174 gives me 3190, which is over 5, and then I add to that 4 and I get, if I say 3190 divided by 5, I get 638. Sorry, so it's 638, this answer is 638. Plus the 4 will give me 642. Now I want to just re-emphasize, I wil net weer beklemtoon. Dis nie waaroor die somme gaan nie. The sums are about substitution. Did you substitute correctly? Did you get to the answer? Then you'll get another mark or two that you first did this separately, then got to the answer. So it's not really about adding, where you keep the LCD as a 5. It's not really about that. It's not really about fractions in these sums. It's about substitution. Goed, raad 8, ons maak klaar met tema 8. We are finishing up with unit 8. Die vraag by hierdie enetjie sê vir my, as ek vir jou dit gee, kry dan my vir A. If I give you this, find Y. But there's more. As dit gegee word dat x is gelyk aan min 4, het ek nêrens gesê die woordjie substitusie nie. Maar ek sê, x is min 4. I never said the word substitution here. I said if this is so, find the y if x is negative 4. You must know. Then I've got to substitute it in there. Ek's nêrens gesê substitusie nie, maar jy moet weet, as ek dan vir jou sê, daai x se waarde is 'n min 4, dan staan hier mos y is 3 maal met. En in die plek van die x moet daar 'n minus 4 staan. It's nothing different. Dis presies dieselfde som, as dit 'n bietjie op 'n ander manier gevra. The only difference is the way that the question has been asked. So you just have to go and substitute that x with a negative 4. And now find y. It's a little bit equations, but there's not much to do. The y is alone. So jy moet net die y alleen hou hierso en sê, dit gee vir jou plus maal 'n minus 'n min. 3 maal 4 is 12, minus 1 wat vir jou gee minus 13. So y has been solved. Find the y. I have the y. I could have just as well given you the sum, just like that. Ek kon daai som net so vir jou gegee het. Dan was dit gewone substitusie. Dis nog steeds gewone substitusie. Die manier van vra is net 'n bietjie anders. Selfde ding. As ek nou vir jou sê, vind hom, find that one. If that's been given, again, you've got the y equal negative 2 times bracket. And in the place of the x must come a quarter. Dan maak dit bietjie moeiliker, want dit is nou net weer breuke. So met ander woorde, jy sit met 'n min maal 'n plus is 'n min. En 2, kom ons doen hom, 2 maal 1 is 2 op 4. 2 op 4 is 'n half, of 2 goes into 4. 2 times it's still a half plus 3, but it's still equal to y. The way that the question was asked is just a little bit different. Find y. Vind y. As ek vir jou sê, nou gaan ek vir y vind. Hier moet ek nou net gaan optel, vat jou sakrekenaar, sê vir jou sakrekenaar minus, blokkietjie dingetjie, 1 bo 2 onder, plus 2, en jou sakrekenaar gaan vir jou sê, wat gaan hierdie wees, 2 en 2/3. This will be 2 and 2/3, but your calculator, when you punch it in and say minus a half plus 3, will give it to you like 2 times 3 plus is going to be 8/3. Dit maak nie saak of jy hom so los of so gaan skryf nie. Die sakrekenaar sal hom vir jou direk daartoe gevat het. This is the way that your calculator is programmed to always leave it like this. How do you get it to this one? It's that ABC thing that I showed you that you're going to do. Nou is ons klaar met hierdie oefening, so ek gaan nie vir jou nou nog substitusie gee nie. Ek wil net vir jou 'n ander manier wys wat dit gevra kan word. Now can I give you more substitution? In the revision exercise, yeah, I think I maybe did, yeah, hier is nog so klein bietjie. Yes, I gave you a few more substitutions here. And then there's a revision exercise, a few little ones that we've been doing in the exercise before we get back to the new theme for equations. Voor ons volgende thema, wanneer ons thema 9 toe gaan ons weer terug gaan na vergelykings toe. So maak seker jy is op datum met die substitusie en alles van hoofstuk 8. Make sure you're up to date with the substitution and everything about theme number 8.